We told you about the ad for Strike the Musical earlier this week, but the time is now. Well, in 2 days. Danny Shore needs 1,000 men and women to show up at Main and William this Sunday. If you come out, you'll be in the commercial. But here's the catch. You have to dress as if it's 1919. For a complete guide on how to dress, go to the Strike website. The address is strikemusical.com.
Needed. Local playwright Danny Shore is filming a commercial on Main Street at William Avenue tomorrow morning for Strike the Musical. The shoot, which will recreate the events of Bloody Saturday, starts at 9 a.m. and extras must be dressed as if it were 1919. For more information, log on to strikemusical.com.
And we traveled back in time to 1919. The general strike is recreated on Main Street. We'll take you to the set of Strike right after this.
We had extras, we had horses, we had the period automobile, and we had Main Street, the actual spot that had happened.
It may be the year 2004, but today the corner of Main Street and William Avenue was transformed into 1919. The location is exactly the site of a commercial shoot for Strike the Musical, written by local playwright Danny Shore.
It's this weird feeling of time travel, and with Winnipeg as the set, it's like 1919 never changed.
Despite cold temperatures, over 60 extras showed up for the shoot to recreate the events of June 21st, 1919, when police officers opened fire on a group of protesters fighting for fair wages at City Hall.
Our brave group of extras. Thanks for coming again.
While many Winnipeggers came out to learn more about Bloody Saturday, Stavros Ianu admits the shoot was his chance to get back in the spotlight.
Just a little bit of fame, I guess. Get a little bit of on TV, get on camera. Been a couple other movies and extras, and just keeps me coming out. It's fun.
There's genuine kind of shock, confusion, fear, whatever you want to work with, but picture these horses coming right at you.
This is the first look at one of the key shots Shore needs for the commercial. While a group of horse riders dressed as police officers charged by, all of the extras had to muster up the emotions to reenact this moment. A condensed version of Strike the Musical was performed in May of this year, but Shore says the commercial brings him one step closer to getting the 2.5-hour production on stage or even television.
I'm feeling like I can go home tonight to a warm bed and feel that much closer to the dream happening.
And we are out. Looks great. Cut it there.
Shore plans on having the commercial ready for air in January 2005. We'll keep you posted on when you might see it.
The date, May 15th, 1919. The first day of a strike that would paralyze the bustling city of Winnipeg. Fast forward 85 years later, and the great general strike is back. This time, though, history buffs are rioters. The streetcars are no more, and if you listen closely, you'll hear the hum of afternoon gridlock in the background. Strike the Musical is the brainchild of local playwright and composer Danny Shore. Today on Main Street, the musical, coming in 2005, filmed a sales pitch.
We're imitating the day that the horses charged on this very, very spot, passed here and started shooting at the crowds.
For over a month, thousands of strikers stalled almost every essential service in Winnipeg, leaving the city at a virtual standstill. Today, on set of the commercial, extras hoping to step back in time didn't mind dealing with the bite of a cold fall day.
I went back to the library and looked it up, looking at pictures and stuff. 1919, it looked totally different. I mean, streets are just crowded with people, horses everywhere.
It gives other people an idea of what really happened during the strike. I myself didn't know a lot about it, and I know quite a bit about it now.
That's one of Shore's goals. He wants people to know what happened. For over 80 years, a Ukrainian immigrant that was killed during the strike was forgotten. That was until Shore found his grave, and now telling his story through song.
No one expected the shots, and they came and people started falling. In fact, right here, we're shooting the exact moment that the guy that died, Mike Sokolowski, died, and that's nearly the exact spot.
Shure is currently locking down a venue for Strike the Musical and plans to open the show in May of next year. Travis Danraj, Global News, Winnipeg.
Winnipeg's general strike of 1919, but people were able to relive its history last night. A musical reenactment of the 6-week strike was staged, in part, right out on the streets where it originally happened. Here's Mike Edgell with the story of Strike.
Barely a fight worth the time. This actor plays Mike Sokolowski, a Ukrainian immigrant who was part of the Winnipeg general strike of 1919.
I would put him as every man of the time period.
Which side are you on?
In May and June of that year, Sokolowski and about 30,000 other workers shut down Winnipeg in an epic fight for better working conditions and pay. Out of those 6 weeks, the modern labor movement in Canada was born. 85 years later, a musical reenactment on those same streets.
I'm for shorter working days and paid for holidays and equal work, equal pay.
Even today, people can relate to the strikers.
They fought and fought for what they believed in.
And brought the whole country to take notice of what was happening to the workers.
This has nothing to do with you!
5 weeks into the strike, a streetcar was overturned by protesters. The crowd was energized. The police charged and fired into the crowd. Mike Sokolowski was killed.
Kind of struck quite a note, as you probably noticed when you walked up, and I had a little tear in my eye, so it was quite emotional.
4 members of Bonnie Valentine's family were here for the real thing in 1919. She says the reenactment makes her proud to be a Winnipegger.
To see that we're finally discovering our heritage, discovering this area, discovering our roots.
The creator of Strike found another way to remind Manitobans of the general strike and the real-life Mike Sokolowski.
He's like the littlest of the little guys, so forgotten he didn't have a monument. His family didn't show up to claim him after he died, nor to bury him.
For more than 80 years, this was the only marking on Sokolowski's grave, until Danny Shure found it last year and wrote a long overdue epitaph. Mike Edgell, CBC News, Winnipeg.